Chi-Ju's favorite place had always been the old railway in front of their house. Every evening she would follow her brother, Ah-sun, along the narrow track, stepping carefully as the sunset painted the sky in gold. They had no smartphones, no money to spend, yet their small world felt full, filled with laughter, the scent of grass and the summer wind. Ah-sun always held her hand tightly and said, "Be careful when you walk on the rail. If you fall, it'll hurt, but I'll pull you back up." Those simple words stayed in her heart for years. When Ah-sun went away for college in another city, Chi-Ju missed him terribly. He only came home a few times a year, but every time he did, they would walk that same railway together. He called it their secret road. That promise ended the year he graduated. One winter evening, a phone call changed everything. Ah-sun had been in a car accident. He never came home again. In the days that followed, silence filled the house. Chi-Ju could hardly speak, as if any sound might shatter what was left of her world. Then, while sorting through his belongings, she found an old notebook in his worn backpack. Between its yellowed pages lay a folded letter written in Ah-sun's familiar, slightly messy handwriting. "Juju, if one day I'm not around anymore, remember to keep walking your own path. The railway may have an end, but your dreams don't." Tears blurred her vision. She pressed the letter against her chest, as though she could still feel her brother's heartbeat through the paper. That night, and many nights after, she kept the letter under her pillow. When loneliness crept in, she would trace the crooked lines of his writing with her fingertips. Each word carried warmth, like sunlight that refused to fade. Years passed. Chi-Ju became a teacher at a nearby elementary school. The town had changed, but her childhood railway still lay quietly at the edge of memory. After work, she sometimes took the long way home, passing by the old tracks now covered in grass. Rust glimmered faintly beneath the weeds, and each time the evening light fell across the rails, she imagined Ah-sun walking beside her again, smiling, steady as always. During a field trip with her students, they happened to pass the railway. A little boy tripped and fell, scraping his knee. He burst into tears, embarrassed and in pain. Without thinking, Chi-Ju knelt down, took his small hand, and said softly, "Be careful when you walk. If you fall, it'll hurt, but I'll pull you back up." The boy sniffled, then nodded, his tears giving way to a shy smile. Sunlight filtered through the trees, landing gently in Chi-Ju's open palm. She stared at the glow, and it reminded her of something. The warmth she used to feel when Ah-sun held her hand. It wasn't just sunlight. It was his light, still guiding her after all these years. She returned to the railway alone. The wind carried the faint scent of rain, and the rails shimmered faintly in the dusk. She took out the old letter, now fragile with time, and read it once more. The paper was creased and faded, but the words still shone bright. She whispered, "I'm still walking, Ah-sun, just like you told me to." A train horn echoed faintly. She closed her eyes and smiled, imagining her brother's hand once again resting lightly over hers. The sun sank slowly, leaving trails of gold across the sky. For the first time in years, she didn't feel alone. The warmth in her heart told her that her brother had never truly left. He had simply become the starlight that lived in her palm.